Alright, hey guys, welcome back. Sorry about the last video. I am still a complete noob to recording these kind of guides and videos. Not doing this for clout, just keep repeatedly getting asked how I make these ships look so pretty. So this is part 2. I'm going to go over a fresh build, but I'm also going to be including how to create an internal hangar. Just as an example, this is my latest build. She is probably my finest creation yet. ProcGen name, the Owl of Providence. And as you can see from this little crack here that I couldn't seem to fill, there is an internal hangar inside. Alright, so let's get to it. Now, I will be working outside the build limits. Let me just turn this down a bit. There we go. Perfect. So, like I said, I will be working outside the build limits here. You don't have to, obviously. I know a lot of you are on console or Switch or something like that. So I will try and keep this as parts minimal as possible. Just keep in mind that these internal hangars do require a decent amount of space. This is the smallest one that I managed to create. It does work perfectly. You can fill it, decorate it. It's fantastic. I love it. Okay, let's jump in. So the first thing we want to do, obviously, is we want to decide how big are we going to make this thing. So, I mean, internal hangar, you're probably going to have to build it pretty big, but let's try and keep it contained. Always start with landing gear. Now, I might delete these later on. I just like to use them as kind of a size guide on what I'm going to build. Like I said, I want to keep this as limited as possible. So first I'm going to start my engine nacelles. I always like to use the Titan because it creates a really nice engine room on the inside. And then I'm going to get rid of these. We'll add them back later, don't worry. I'm going to grab my Speedbird cowling. This has kind of been a trademark style that I've been doing for engine nacelles. It just comes out really nicely. So you create some nice cowling. You're going to grab your big Kino Stream thrusters. You're going to fit those in there. Look at that. Beautiful. The next thing I like to do is, cargo bay entrance. So the Thunderbird is very scrappy. Gives me that this is a cargo kind of feel. We're going to pop one there, and then we're going to do the entrances to the cargo bay. So first let's do a nice rear exit. Let's go with a smoother shape. I'm going to use the Ambassador entrance there, and I'm going to use the Thunderbird class right here. So this obviously doesn't work, right? You can see this is touching the ground, it's too low, and that's kind of the problem that we deal with this. So I have to place that back. I'm going to grab another Titan class, and I'm going to put that there. So in the last build that I just showed you, the completed ship, the Owl, instead of using these halves to fill out space or create a floor, I actually used cowling to do so. It's kind of a pain in the ass though to make this work, so we're going to just grab a hab. We're going to put that here like this, here like this, here like this. Now these mesh together really nicely, and the cool thing is it actually creates an attach point right underneath, so I can grab my landing gear and I can fit those in. Oop, hang on. Let's grab one here. Let's grab this bad boy, and let's throw one in the middle there too. Okay, cool. So now you got some nice landing gear that's flush with the hull. We've also created our cargo bay, but obviously, you have this open external space. So, remember, I like to block out everything first. It's really important to decide, like, how do I want this ship to go? Am I going to repeat things? Am I going to start with something new? There we go. We're going to put that there. Now that's too close. That is way too close. Let's see it. Okay, it's a little tight. We can move this back one. So, I'm going to... Firstly, please do not use Habs as fillers. Guys, I know we're all doing our best here. We're really excited with these builds, but they come out blocky as shit. Stop using Habs as filler. They also save you on module slots. Just don't do it, right? So, what I've grabbed here is structural junctions. You'll find these on tab 2 at the bottom under hull connectors. They're fantastic for filling space. Another thing that you could do if you really want to is you could use cargo. Cargo is an awesome option for filling space, and it gives you cargo slots. It's kind of a win, right? Okay, so let's jump back to this. We're going to grab our hab here. We're going to put here, boom. That's still too far forward. Hang on. We're going to grab a cowling. Yeah, there we go. That looks nice. We're going to go to up. There you go. Internal cargo bay. Let's create a brutalist shape for this one. Something a little intimidating. So we're gonna go like this. So I am using the Thunderbird here. I do, in the last build, I found it really cool if you leave the back here, Titan and Thunderbird, and then you swap to the Ambassador. This is the internal of your ship, so we could make it nice and pretty, right? We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like this. Let's do a little trick out of Star Citizen, the hammerhead with the windows. Let's pop those there. Oh yeah, that's looking fantastic. And we're going to need something to fill that center space. Now, you're probably wondering, this guy hasn't placed power yet or anything like that. You can really decide wherever you want that to go. And then to finish the nacelles, you know what, we're going to drop those down. Really the idea and how I build these things is feel it out. What looks good? What doesn't? A lot of these cowlings are your friend. Keep that in mind, okay? They're going to create these really nice shapes that kind of fit the aesthetic of what you're trying to do. For the nacelles, big fan. The Arcadia wing module, it just kind of fits in there really good. You know what? Let's even pull it forward a little bit. Create this nice streamlined shape. Excellent. Okay, so we have to close off this hangar. This is going to be hard to do. You do not have to build this. I just was specifically requested, how the heck do you build these internal cargo bays? So we're going to, let's see here. Let's grab a heavy brace. Looks like it's holding something up. It's cool. I'm gonna put that there. Now, a cool thing is you can just kind of use pieces to add pieces, and then you can toss them out later. They'll just stay behind. Looks good. Ooh. We lost one. Man down. Alright. Now, how do we fill this? Right? What do we do here? So, I found these Argonaut hydraulics create really sick brace shapes. amazing. You don't have a huge amount of space to work with, but it still looks fantastic, and that's really what matters. I'm going to grab a Speedbird Nasal. I'm going to put that there. This brace is way too thick, so I'm going to grab that. Boom. Nice smooth shape. Love it. Grab one of these. Boom. What do we do over here? Okay, hang on. Brain's rotted. Right, okay. Grab that brace. Put that there. Empty space. Flush. Smooth. Clean shape. Love it. And what we do for the bottom, we can do for the top. Amazing. So this is already starting to come together really well, but again, we need to fill that central space there, and it's going to be hard to do. Like, genuinely, it's going to be a little bit hard to fill that space, right? Now, you could leave it open if you want. It's kind of cool. Maybe an area to jump out of. Let's fit that there. Not really a fan of this, but I'm going to leave it for now. Pretty much have an idea of how you need to close this off. You can block it off any way that you'd like. If you have more internal space, you could technically get rid of these, and you could grab the radiator casing that's right here. It is a small shape. It's what I did in my other ship. It does not want to go there, but that's fine. I'll make it. Grab a piece. Still doesn't want to. Hang on. There you go. So, yeah, we could delete that if we really want to. Right. We'll fill that chunk off afterwards. Okay, we've created an internal cargo bay. Let's get rid of these. Okay, let's do the same thing. So, what do we have here? We have one of these here. Yeah. And I mean, from the exterior, it does look pretty cool. We just have to create a smoother shape, or normally we would, but we're going for, like I said, a bit more of a brutalist style here. So just kind of muck around afterwards, see what you create, right? Let's add some of that there. That fits in nicely, love it. Look at that. Smooth. It's actually very pretty. Quite like that. Okay, so one of the cool things that you can do with these is you can mesh them together to create these like bulbous, smooth shapes. I actually did build a Covenant Corvette that was all bulbs and smooths and no angles and nothing like that, and it came out delightfully. So I'm going to pop those there. They fill that space really well. I went the wrong direction. Hang on. Nope. There we go. Look at that. So for me personally, I prefer the centralized bridges. I just think they come out nicely. I'm going to slap some windows on the front here. Why not? we still wanted this design here, so let's fit those guys in. That light is blinding, love it. Okay, so these shapes all connect with the cowling, and you can just kind of mix and match them until you get this. Look at that. Fantastic. So I'm going to create a raised bridge. It's a personal favorite of mine. I like having a nice bow out in front of me. We were using the Thunderbird stuff here, so I'm going to place that there. I'm going to grab this guy and I'm going to slap him in there. You can use whatever hat that you would like. That is going to be... Oh, I know exactly what to do here. So we're going to grab a smooth cowling. Or not. Hang on. There we go. Now that's way too much of an arc to actually see over. It's not going to work. Let's grab... Still too big. Let's try the Speedbird. Okay, so this could kind of work, kind of won't. It's pretty cool. I think your view is going to be a little bit, it depends, really. Sometimes it's high enough, sometimes it's not. Generally, I'll have the bridge raised over, but again, I am trying to keep this minimized on part count. So one thing we're going to have to do to fill that space is we're going to have to delete that. Put one of these here. Hang on a moment. Sorry about that. Probably gonna have to try and edit that out. Alright, where were we? We're going to... That's right. So I'm gonna go in here, and I'm going to fill that space real quick. Now, I know I need that to work. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make my life easy. We're going to go up one level, which is fine. Don't mind that too much. Going up a level isn't always too bad. You can, I know they're a little buggy right now, but there are teleporters that work inside the ship. Today's update that added the expedition, unfortunately seemed to make them stop working, but you can still make it work. So we're going to, let's grab that. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay. I'm going to grab, where is it? The Albatross side pod. So the reason I like this side pod is because this flat surface on the top of it is actually an attach point for radiator kit housing. Alright, how great is that? So, smooth shape, Let's grab a little one. Let's grab yeah. Did we always have that there? Yeah, we did. Okay. And now we're going to grab our cowling. Huh. Very Star Wars. Love it. Okay, let's grab one more. Let's do this. Here's what we'll do. We'll double up on those. And we will... You see what I'm doing though? Essentially you just want to like fill it out. Find the spaces that work. Find the pieces that kind of give you the goal that you're after. So we actually have a space right here we can work with. Look at that. Now you can do that as you'd like. Now let's streamline the hall a little bit. Okay, so we have all this extra space here. I'm going to grab Speedbird cowling right there and here. Now, I strongly recommend, again, whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. It will just come out significantly nicer if you do. I notice a lot of you builders out there are leaving these big flat spaces and it's awful. Please stop. I know you guys are limited and doing your best, and for some of you you're looking for that like garbage junker kind of flat space. That's fine if that's what you're going for. Perfect. And here you go. More of a brutalish shape. Some sleek lines added in. I imagine we're getting really close to the parts capacity. So one last pointer I can add is you do not need a crap ton of weapons. They're not doing anything for you. For the sake of this, we're going to slap these in there because that looks amazing. You got your nice big nacelles at the back. You get a nice bridge at the top. If we really want to, if you've got capacity to go further on the detailing, you're more than welcome to do so. And again, just feel it out. Alright? I think we can, yeah. Look at that. Sick. Alright. And you have this almost cruiser style Corvette going on. Now if we really want to, maybe you're more of an explorer. You want something that's less battleship and more expedition. Give it a nice section of windows for your crew, your homies, yourself in cruise mode. And then the last thing to do is slap a nice paint job on it. I found the beige and dark orange, if you're not sure what to color it, it really gives it that spaceship feel. You know what I mean? Well, let's say Star Wars-esque spaceship feel. Make sure your halves are painted. They're a little tricky to sometimes actually grab with the color thingy. Yeah, you know what I'm on about, right? Let's grab that. So, just a quick comment. What I was getting to later, they will fix the internal teleporters. So, eventually, if you build a design like this, which I have it working on my biggest ship, and I can show you, is you'll be able to walk into your ship and teleport immediately up to where you have your cockpit. Let's get that painted. Don't forget to paint the underside. Remember, what you do to the top, you do to the bottom. We have all our landing gear set back there. We're just gonna get in here. We're gonna grab all these, paint, paint, paint. You're already painted, cool. Paint. Ooh. Resume previous design. Whoopsies. Go. And it looks fantastic. Really nice build. Comes together well. Gives you all the shaping that you need. The idea is that you just want things to kind of flow together. The reason I really like these Speedbird cowlings is these radiator vents. Notice how I fit the turrets right in there? So these cowlings allow you to just kind of, I think you are, no, you are. They allow you to fit in these radiator vents if you find the right spacing for it. And it just, oh, that glow looks so cool. Alright, final piece. Boom. Now she's a spaceship. Not my prettiest build, but still pretty. I'd still fly it. If I had nothing else to work with, I'd fly it. It's a nice design. The layout inside is fantastic. Engine rooms, storage. You'll go up one level. You'll have access to the internal cargo bay. You'll have a nice view of the bow. Ooh, one last piece. There you go. We're gonna store you for later. We are going to swap to the Gravity Mistress. I did not name that, by the way. I would like to thank this lovely game for coming up with that name, because blown away that it did. Where is it? Gravity Mistress CP4. Now, this thing is a monster. I mean, about as monstrous as you can get. You can see I've added running lights, multiple decks. She's a beast. This is what the original video's cover art had. Absolute monster of a ship. This is obviously significantly over the part count, but it's fine. So, just a quick show off of what you can do here. You walk in, there's my teleporter. It's still working because I got it working before they pushed the update. Boom. I'm at my bridge. This is 6 decks up. And I'm here. It's fantastic. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy. I really don't care if you like and subscribe. This was just more to help some people out. Have fun. Stay safe out there.